And now in this one, we'll be adding some sort of other variables or controls, and then we'll go and do the second wing. So the first one that I want to add here is to, as you see, the depth of this fold is determined by this rotation, right? But what if we have sort of a threshold here? We can do that. If I grab a move component and if I move this point, right, this midpoint, onto this direction, what would happen? And this direction meaning perpendicular to our base curve. So I'll grab an amplitude and I will need this vector. And if I take a look at my curve here, I will have this guy over here, right? So if I maybe take a closer look at our tangent vector now, because we probably need perpendicular vector to our tangent vector. So connect this, you see exactly, so we need a tangent vector here. So if I grab an horizontal frame and if I reparameterize my curve, or if I grab a curve to have sort of a space in between and connect this guy, not disconnect but hidden display, and now what I'm seeing is my plane is over there. And if I can extract this like y axis of my plane, then it's gonna work. So if I go to my plane tab and then deconstruct this plane, what I'll see is the y-axis is going to be my axis to be used, and I can connect it over here. If I put the amplitude, like let's say between 10 centimeters to 1 meter, and then if I replace this guy, here in the merge, what we are going to see, and if I group this, preview them all off, be not you, okay. Preview off as well. And what I'll be seeing is the depth can change regardless of the motion, right? So the motion is going to be only kind of thing that is basically determining the angle in between. But we can always add this one to have space in between to grab more light from this kind of an opening, and so on and so forth. Before we proceed for the next one, what I would like to do is I would like to tidy this definition a bit. So these are going to be my things, and if I group this with, like, let's say color of white, and if I copy and paste this below, let's say with black color, the first thing that I need to do is I'm still working with this curve, right, with this segment. So what I can do is I can say, okay, let's have 1, because this is going to be our curve. And if I right click and add to group, yeah, so we add this to group. And if I just turn it on and off, you see it's changing. But this time if I turn this on and off, it's changing. However, it's changing from this point, not this point. So this is something we need to change. And if I grab a point display here, point list, sorry, you'll understand me way better. So it starts from 0, right? But what I need to do is I need to change 0 with 2. So if I come over to 0 and change it with 2, then I have it. So preview this. This is too black though. Let's make it grayish. So as you see, they are still working, but when I change the rotation, it's basically going in and out and in and out and all these kind of things. You see, because we are our rotation is not controlled towards this guy over here. So what I can do here, if I just have a negative connect this one here. If I have a negative value and if I change this now, you see, I control everything. Well, obviously what I need to do is I need to control everything with one of these sliders. So this slider is going to be removed from this group first, then removed from this group. And then if I can remove from the group, remove from the group, and this is my slider to determine this wing's distance. And the other slider that I wanted to do the same thing is this one over here. And then I can say remove from the group, but create a group. Okay, maybe I can create sort of a group in between these two and then just paint it into red so that I know. And we can say, okay, this, we can edit this, and this can change between 0, 0 to 1 meter. And we can say, okay, this is like this, or we can keep it at 0, and then we can just open and close it, open and close it. And you see that it's basically this distance or this shattering location is changing and ranging our kind of motion. So that is pretty much it for this video. Maybe I can show you a bit in detail. So that is pretty much it for this video, and what we have done is basically rotating and changing these angles or the threshold or the depth of our panels. So in the next one, we'll take a look at an architectural plan, even in the schematic level, and try to extract their facade information so that we can take this panel and then put it onto our building. So I'll see you in the next one.